Every sudden delay, every unexpected turn, if it makes you spiral, you're blocking yourself from the life you want. The truth is, the people who seem the most lucky aren't without struggles. They've simply trained themselves to believe everything will always work in their favor. Imagine moving through life calm, confident, and unshaken. No more panic, no more doubt, just steady trust. In a few moments, I'll show you how to train your mind to act as if everything always works out, so setbacks turn into setups and nothing can throw you off course. 1. The power of expecting success. Imagine walking through life knowing that everything will work out for you, not just hoping it might, but truly believing it will. This isn't about being silly or pretending problems don't exist. It's about training your brain to see chances where other people only see trouble. Look at successful people around you. They don't expect to fail. They move with confidence, like success is already theirs. Here's what's interesting. When you act like things will work out, they usually do. Your brain starts finding answers instead of problems. Every morning, you choose how to think. You can worry about what might go wrong, or get excited about what might go right. People who expect good things don't have easier lives. They just see their problems differently. Where others see a locked door, they look for the key. What you expect actually shapes what happens to you. When you believe things will work out, you act differently. You speak with more confidence. You try harder. You don't quit when things get tough. Because of this, you create the success you expected. Begin today. Walk into every room expecting to do well, not in a proud or showing off way, but with quiet confidence. Notice how people treat you differently. Notice how good things start happening. When you truly believe everything works out, nothing can stop you. Your expectations are like glasses you wear. If you wear dark glasses, everything looks dark. If you wear clear glasses, you see clearly. Choose to expect success and watch your whole world change. Think about a time when you expected something good to happen. Maybe you expected to make a new friend, and you did. Maybe you expected to do well on a test, and you did. That's your expectations at work. Now think about when you expected something bad. Maybe you thought someone wouldn't like you, so you acted nervous, and things went badly. That's also your expectations at work, just in the opposite direction. The truth is simple. Your expectations are powerful. They change how you act, how you speak, and how you see the world. When you expect success, you notice opportunities. When you expect failure, you notice problems. Start small if you need to. Before you go somewhere new, expect it to go well. Before you talk to someone, expect them to be friendly. Before you try something hard, expect to figure it out. These small expectations add up. Don't confuse this with being unrealistic. You'll still face problems, everyone does. But when you expect things to work out, you face those problems with strength instead of fear. You look for solutions instead of giving up. The most powerful thing about expecting success is that it becomes a habit. The more you do it, the easier it gets. Soon, expecting things to work out becomes your natural way of thinking. And when that happens, your whole life starts to change for the better. 2. Why your mind creates your reality. Your thoughts are more powerful than you know. Everything you've ever done started as a thought first. The person who thinks they can do something and the person who thinks they can't are both usually right. Your mind doesn't just guess your future, it builds it. When you worry all the time about what could go wrong, your brain looks for problems everywhere. It finds them even when they're not really there. But when you train yourself to expect success, your brain becomes amazing at solving problems. It finds answers and paths forward that were always there but hidden from the worried mind. Imagine two people facing the same hard situation. One thinks, this is impossible. The other thinks, there must be a way. Who do you think finds the answer? The second person isn't smarter or luckier. They just trained their brain differently. Your brain believes what you tell it over and over. If you keep saying things won't work out, your brain accepts this as true and stops looking for solutions. But if you tell yourself that everything always works out, your brain starts working to make it true. This isn't magic or make-believe. It's simply how your mind works. When you believe good things will happen, you notice chances that other people miss. You take actions that others wouldn't take. You keep going when others quit. What you expect becomes real because you make it real. Let's say you're learning something new. If you keep thinking, "I'm bad at this," your brain will look for proof that you're right. You'll notice every mistake and feel bad about them, but if you think, "I'm getting better at this," your brain will notice your improvements. You'll feel encouraged and keep trying. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever seeds you plant will grow. Plant worry seeds, and you'll grow worry. Plant confidence seeds, and you'll grow confidence. You choose what to plant every single day with your thoughts. Think about someone who always expects the worst. They walk around stressed and scared. They miss good opportunities because they're too focused on what might go wrong. Now think about someone who expects the best. They're calm and hopeful. They see opportunities everywhere because they're looking for them. Both people face the same world. The difference is in their minds. The difference is in what they expect to happen. And those expectations change everything. Your brain is always trying to prove your thoughts correct. If you think people don't like you, you'll act in ways that make people uncomfortable around you. If you think people do like you, you'll act friendly and confident, and people will respond well. Start paying attention to your thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking negative thoughts, stop and change them. Turn "this won't work" into "I'll find a way to make this work." Turn "I can't do this" into "I can't do this yet, but I'm learning." These small changes in thinking create huge changes in your life. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. Use it to build the life you want, not to tear yourself down. 3. Turning every setback into a setup. What if every problem in your life was actually a hidden gift? The most successful people don't see setbacks as failures. They see them as preparation for something better. When one door closes, they know a better door is about to open. Think about any great story you've heard. The hero always faces hard times. Without those challenges, there would be no victory, no growth, no change. Your life works the same way. Every setback is preparing you for your comeback. When something doesn't go as planned, most people panic. They think it's the end. But people who act like everything works out ask different questions. What is this teaching me? Or how is this preparing me for something better? This simple change in thinking changes everything. A rejection isn't a dead end. It's pointing you towards something better for you. A failure isn't a stop sign. It's a lesson that makes you stronger. A closed door isn't trapping you. It's life guiding you toward the right door. The next time you face a setback, pause. Instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What's next?" Trust that this challenge is part of your journey to something greater. Act like this setback is exactly what you needed, because often it really is. Think about learning to ride a bicycle. You probably fell many times. Each fall hurt and felt like failure. But each fall was actually teaching you balance. Without those falls, you never would have learned to ride. The setbacks were setups for success. Or think about making friends. Maybe you tried to be friends with someone who wasn't interested. That hurt. But that rejection freed you to meet someone who became a better friend. The closed door led you to the right door. Life works this way all the time. You just have to learn to see it. When something doesn't work out, it's usually because something better is waiting. Maybe you didn't get into the school you wanted, but the school you did get into is where you'll meet your best friend. Maybe you didn't make the team, but that free time lets you discover a talent you didn't know you had. Maybe someone said no to you, but that leads you to someone who says yes and changes your life. The key is trust. Trust that setbacks have meaning. Trust that closed doors are protecting you or guiding you. Trust that what feels like an ending is actually a new beginning. This doesn't mean setbacks don't hurt. They do. It's okay to feel disappointed or sad, but don't stay there. Feel the feeling, learn the lesson, and then look for what's next. People who turn setbacks into setups have a special way of thinking. They know that life isn't happening to them. It's happening for them. Every experience, good or bad, is preparing them for their purpose. Start practicing this today. When something goes wrong, take a deep breath. Tell yourself, this is preparing me for something better. Then look for the lesson or the opportunity. It's always there if you look for it. Over time, you'll get better at this. You'll start to see setbacks as interesting challenges instead of disasters. You'll bounce back faster. You'll even start to feel grateful for the setbacks because you know they're making you stronger and wiser. 4. Building unshakable faith in yourself. The person who believes everything works out has something special, faith in themselves. Not the kind that comes from never failing, but the kind that comes from knowing they can handle whatever happens. This faith isn't something you're born with. You build it through experience and choice. Every time you face a fear and move forward anyway, you build this faith. Every time you fall and get back up, it grows stronger. The person with unshakable faith doesn't avoid challenges. They welcome them, knowing each one makes them stronger. Start small. Make promises to yourself and keep them. Wake up when you say you will. Finish what you start. Follow through on your word. Each kept promise is like a brick in the foundation of believing in yourself. Soon, you'll have built something strong and lasting. When you truly believe in yourself, outside events lose their power over you. A mean comment doesn't crush you. A temporary failure doesn't define you. You know that no matter what happens, you'll figure it out. You always have, and you always will. This faith changes how you show up in the world. You walk differently, speak differently, act differently. People sense this confidence and respond to it. Opportunities come to those who believe they deserve them. Success follows those who expect it. Think about someone you know who has strong faith in themselves. Notice how they carry themselves. They don't brag or show off, but they have a quiet strength. They don't fall apart when things go wrong. They stay calm and find solutions. You can develop this same quality. It starts with keeping small promises to yourself. If you say you'll study for an hour, study for an hour. If you say you'll help someone, help them. If you say you'll practice something, practice it. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, you prove you can trust yourself. And self-trust is the foundation of self-faith. When you trust yourself, you know you'll do what you say. This gives you confidence to make bigger promises and chase bigger dreams. Faith in yourself also comes from remembering your past successes. Think about hard things you've already overcome. Maybe you learned something difficult. Maybe you made a new friend when you felt shy. Maybe you stood up for yourself or someone else. You've already proven you can handle hard things. Remind yourself of this often. Keep a list of things you're proud of. When you doubt yourself, read that list. It will remind you of your strength. Another way to build faith is to stop comparing yourself to others. Everyone has their own journey. Someone else's success doesn't mean your failure. Someone else's speed doesn't mean you're slow. Focus on being better than you were yesterday, not better than someone else. Faith in yourself also means being kind to yourself. When you make a mistake, don't beat yourself up. Talk to yourself like you'd talk to a good friend. Be encouraging, not harsh. Be patient, not cruel. The strongest faith comes from knowing you can survive hard things. And you can. You've already survived every hard day you've ever had. That's proof of your strength. Build your faith one small promise at a time. Celebrate your wins, even tiny ones. Remember your past successes. Be kind to yourself. Stop comparing yourself to others. Keep showing up, even when it's hard. This faith will become your superpower. With it, you can face anything. 5. The magic of acting as if. There's a powerful secret that few people understand. You become what you consistently pretend to be. Act like you're confident, and confidence follows. Act like you're successful, and success finds you. This isn't being fake. It's practicing for who you're becoming. Before a tiny seed becomes a tree, it acts like it will. It pushes through dirt, reaches for sunlight, spreads its roots. It doesn't wait to feel like a tree. It simply grows like its future is certain. You must do the same with your dreams. When you act like everything works out, you make different choices. You take the risk because you expect it to pay off. You start the project because you believe it will succeed. You speak up because you trust your voice matters. These actions create the reality you're acting toward. The person who acts like they're going to win prepares differently than the person who expects to lose. They practice harder, study longer, push further, not because they have guarantees, but because their expectation drives their effort. Don't wait for confidence to take action. Take action like you're already confident. Don't wait for success to feel successful. Feel successful now and watch success follow. Your actions today create your reality tomorrow. So act like your dreams are already coming true. Imagine you want to make more friends. If you act shy and scared, people will stay away. But if you act friendly and confident, even if you don't feel it inside, people will respond positively. Soon, acting friendly makes you actually feel friendly. Or imagine you want to get better at something. If you act like someone who's already good at it, you'll practice more. You'll take it seriously. You'll push through the hard parts. Soon, you won't be acting anymore. You'll actually be good at it. This is the magic of acting as if. Your brain can't tell the difference between real confidence and acted confidence. When you act confident, your brain starts to believe you are confident. Your feelings follow your actions. Think of actors in a play. They pretend to be someone else so well that they start to feel the emotions of that character. You can do this with the person you want to become. Act like that person, and you'll become that person. This works because your brain learns through repetition. When you repeatedly act a certain way, your brain accepts that as who you are. Act brave enough times, and you become brave. Act kind enough times, and you become kind. The key is consistency. Don't just act confident once. Act confident every day. Don't just act successful once. Act successful in small ways all the time. How would a successful person organize their room? Do that. How would a confident person walk into a room? Walk that way. Start with small things. How would the person you want to be dress? Dress that way. How would they speak? Speak that way. How would they treat others? Treat others that way. Little by little, you're not acting anymore. You're being. This isn't about lying to yourself or others. It's about growing into who you want to become. It's about not waiting for permission to be that person. It's about choosing to be that person right now. Think of it like this. You're not faking it until you make it. You're practicing it until you become it. Every time you act like the person you want to be, you're one step closer to actually being that person. So start today. Act as if you're already the person you dream of being. Act as if your goals are already achieved. Act as if everything is working out. Because when you act this way long enough, it stops being an act. It becomes your reality. 6. Removing the fear of failure. Fear of failure keeps more dreams locked away than any outside obstacle ever could. But what if failure wasn't something to fear? What if it was just information, feedback, a teacher in disguise? Those who act like everything works out have learned this secret. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone to it. Every person who has achieved anything meaningful has failed repeatedly. The difference is they didn't let failure stop them. They expected it to lead somewhere better. When you remove the fear of failure, you become free to try, to experiment, to reach for bigger things. You stop playing small. You stop holding back. You give yourself permission to be imperfect on the way to becoming excellent. Think of failure as practice. A baby learning to walk falls hundreds of times, but they don't fear falling. They expect to eventually walk, and so they do. Approach your goals the same way. Each fall teaches balance. Each mistake teaches wisdom. The person who acts like everything works out doesn't avoid failure. They change how they see it. A no becomes not yet. A mistake becomes a lesson. A setback becomes preparation. When you change how you see failure, you change what's possible for you. Most people fear failure so much that they never try. They stay in their safe zone where failure can't reach them. But they also stay where success can't reach them. A ship is safe in harbor, but that's not what ships are for. Think about the things you're good at now. Did you start out perfect? No, you failed many times while learning. You probably can't even remember all those early failures because they don't matter anymore. You kept going, and now you're good at it. Every successful person has a history of failures. The inventor tried hundreds of times before success. The athlete lost many games before winning championships. The writer got rejected many times before getting published. Failure was part of their path, not the end of it. When you fail at something, it means you tried. That's already brave. Many people don't even try. When you fail, you learn what doesn't work. That's valuable information. Now you know more than you did before. Fear of failure often comes from caring too much about what others think. But here's the truth. People who judge you for trying and failing aren't people worth impressing. People worth knowing respect, effort, and courage, even when it doesn't work out. Also, most people are too busy with their own lives to spend much time thinking about your failures. They're worried about their own problems. So don't let fear of judgment stop you from trying. Another truth. You'll regret the things you didn't try more than the things you tried and failed at. Looking back on life, people rarely regret their failures. They regret their fears. They regret what they didn't attempt. Start seeing failure as a necessary part of success. You can't learn without mistakes. You can't grow without challenges. You can't win without risking loss. Failure isn't your enemy. Fear is your enemy. Next time you face something scary, remind yourself, failure won't kill you. It will teach you. Even if things don't work out, you'll survive. You'll learn. You'll be braver for having tried. Remove the power failure has over you. See it as your teacher, not your enemy. Welcome it as part of your journey, not the end of it. When you stop fearing failure, you start living fully. 7. Creating your own luck. Lucky people aren't born, they're made. They create their luck through expectation, preparation, and action. When you act like everything works out, you position yourself to catch opportunities others miss. You become what others call lucky. Luck favors the prepared mind. The person expecting success prepares for it. They develop skills before they need them. They build friendships before they need them. They save resources before they need them. When opportunity knocks, they're ready to answer. Consider two people at a gathering. One stands in the corner, believing nothing good will happen. The other talks to people, expecting to meet someone interesting. Who's more likely to make a valuable connection? The second person isn't luckier. They just positioned themselves for luck. When you believe everything works out, you stay alert to possibilities. You notice the small opening, the brief opportunity, the perfect timing. Others call it luck when you succeed, but you know better. You created that luck through expectation and readiness. Start seeing yourself as naturally lucky. Expect good things to happen. Prepare for opportunities before they appear. Take action toward your goals daily. Soon, you'll find that luck seems to follow you everywhere. But it's not luck, it's the natural result of expecting success. Think about someone you consider lucky. Look closer at their life. They probably work hard. They probably take chances. They probably talk to people and try new things. Their luck comes from their actions, not from accident. Real luck is about putting yourself in situations where good things can happen. If you never leave your house, you can't meet new friends. If you never try new activities, you can't discover new talents. If you never speak up, no one knows your ideas. Lucky people also notice opportunities that others miss. They pay attention. They stay curious. They ask questions. While others walk past an opportunity, lucky people spot it and grab it. Preparation is a huge part of luck. When you're prepared, you can take advantage of chances that come your way. If someone offers you an opportunity but you're not ready, you'll miss it. But if you've been preparing, you can say yes immediately. For example, imagine someone asks if you know how to do something. If you learned that skill before you needed it, you can say yes. That leads to new opportunities. But if you didn't prepare, you have to say no, and the chance passes you by. Lucky people also create luck by being kind and helpful. When you help others, they remember you. Later, they might help you back or tell others about you. Good luck often comes through other people. Being positive also attracts luck. People like being around positive people. They want to help positive people. They think of positive people when opportunities arise. Your attitude literally creates opportunities. Stay open to new experiences. Say yes to things that scare you a little. Talk to new people. Try new activities. Go new places. The more you expose yourself to new experiences, the more chances you have for good things to happen. Pay attention to small opportunities. Not every chance is obvious or big. Sometimes luck comes in small packages, a random conversation, a book someone mentions, a class you almost didn't take. Stay alert and curious. Finally, when something good happens, don't dismiss it as just luck. Recognize the role you played. You were prepared. You were positive. You were open. You created that luck. Giving yourself credit builds confidence to create more luck. Luck isn't magic. It's a skill you can develop. Expect good things. Prepare yourself. Take action. Stay positive. Be kind. Pay attention. Create your own luck. 8. The compound effect of positive expectation. Small, positive expectations, repeated daily, create extraordinary results over time. Just as a tiny seed becomes a mighty tree, your daily expectations shape your entire life. Those who act like everything works out understand this compound effect. Every morning you plant seeds with your thoughts. Expect problems, and you'll water weeds. Expect solutions, and you'll grow gardens. The choice seems small, but over months and years, the difference becomes massive. One thought at a time, you build your future. Consider two people starting identical journeys. One expects obstacles at every turn. The other expects helpful people and lucky breaks. After a year, they're in completely different places. Not because their paths were different, but because their expectations created different experiences. Positive expectation is like money earning interest in a bank. It compounds. One positive thought leads to a positive action. That action creates a positive result. That result reinforces positive belief. The cycle continues, growing stronger each time. You don't need to change everything at once. Start with one small expectation. Expect today to bring something good. Expect the next person you meet to be helpful. Expect your efforts to matter. These small expectations compound into a life where everything seems to work out. Think about compound interest with money. If you save a small amount every day, it doesn't seem like much at first. But over time, with interest, it grows into a large amount. Your expectations work the same way. One positive expectation might not change much today. But if you have positive expectations every day for a month, you'll notice changes. Do it for a year, and your life will look different. Do it for years, and you'll be amazed at how much you've grown. The problem is that most people give up too soon. They try positive thinking for a day or a week. When they don't see huge changes immediately, they quit. But compound effects take time. You have to be patient and consistent. Imagine two gardens. In one garden, the gardener expects nothing to grow, so they barely water it. In the other garden, the gardener expects a beautiful garden, so they water it every day. After a week, both gardens look similar. But after 3 months, one is full of flowers and the other has weeds. Your mind is like that garden. What you expect and think about every day determines what grows. Negative expectations grow negative results. Positive expectations grow positive results, but you have to keep watering them consistently. This is why successful people protect their minds. They're careful about what they think and what they expect. They know that their daily thoughts compound into their future reality. They choose their expectations wisely. Start small and be consistent. Before bed each night, think of one good thing that happened. In the morning, expect one good thing to happen. Do this every day. It seems simple, but over time, it transforms your entire outlook. Also notice when you have negative expectations and change them. When you catch yourself thinking this won't work, change it to I'll find a way to make this work. When you think nothing good ever happens, change it to good things happen all the time. These small corrections add up. Each time you replace a negative expectation with a positive one, you're putting another coin in your compound interest account. You're planting another seed in your garden. The compound effect works both ways. Negative expectations compound into negative results. Positive expectations compound into positive results. The choice is yours, and you make it every single day with every single thought. Be patient with the process. Trust that your positive expectations are growing even when you can't see it yet. Keep watering your mental garden. Keep making positive deposits. The compound effect will do the rest. 9. Breaking free from negative patterns. Most people are prisoners of their past experiences. One failure makes them expect more failures. One betrayal makes them expect more betrayals. But those who master life understand that the past doesn't equal the future unless you let it. Your brain loves patterns. It uses past experiences to predict future ones. This helps you avoid danger, but it also traps you in negative cycles. If you've failed before, your brain expects more failure. But you can break this pattern by choosing new expectations. The key is interrupting the old story. When your mind says, "This won't work because last time didn't work," stop it. Replace it with, "This will work because I've learned from last time." You're not ignoring the past. You're using it as education, not prediction. Every moment is a chance to start fresh. The person you were yesterday doesn't have to be who you are today. The failures of your past don't own your future. When you act like everything works out, you give yourself permission to write a new story. Start small. Pick one area where you've been expecting failure. Decide to expect success instead. Act like it's going to work this time. Prepare like you're going to win. Move forward like success is waiting. Watch how quickly the pattern breaks. Think about how patterns form. Maybe you tried to make friends when you were younger, and people were mean. Now, every time you try to make friends, you expect rejection. That expectation makes you act nervous or defensive. People sense this and stay away. Your fear creates what you fear. But you can break this pattern. First, recognize it. See that you're expecting rejection because of past experiences. Then, choose a new expectation. Tell yourself, that was then, this is now. I've grown. People are different. This time will be different. When you act on this new expectation, you'll act differently. You'll be more relaxed and genuine. People will respond better. When they do, it proves your new expectation right. The pattern is broken. Negative patterns are like paths in the forest. The more you walk them, the clearer they become. But if you stop walking them and make a new path, the old path grows over. The new path becomes the main route. Every time you choose a new expectation instead of the old one, you're walking the new path. At first, it feels strange and uncomfortable. The old path calls to you because it's familiar, but keep choosing the new path. Soon, it will feel natural. Breaking patterns requires awareness. You have to notice when you're falling into old thinking. This takes practice. Throughout the day, pay attention to your thoughts. When you catch yourself expecting the worst based on past experiences, stop. Choose differently. It also helps to examine your patterns. Write them down. What do you expect to go wrong? Why? What past experience created this expectation? Understanding your patterns gives you power over them. Then, deliberately create new experiences to override the old ones. If you expect failure in friendships, make extra effort to build one good friendship. When it goes well, it weakens the old pattern. Keep creating positive experiences. Remember, your brain can change. Scientists call this neuroplasticity. Your brain creates new pathways based on new experiences and thoughts. You're not stuck with the patterns you have. You can create new ones. Be patient with yourself. Patterns that took years to form won't disappear in a day, but every time you choose a new expectation, you're making progress. Every time you act differently, you're changing your brain. Also celebrate small victories. When you break a pattern even once, acknowledge it. Be proud. This reinforces the new pattern and makes it easier to repeat. You are not your past. You are not your patterns. You are whoever you choose to be right now. Break free from old patterns by choosing new expectations, taking new actions, and creating new results. 10. The courage to dream bigger. Most people dream too small because they're afraid of disappointment. They lower their expectations to avoid getting hurt. But those who act like everything works out give themselves permission to dream without limits. They know that even if they fall short, they'll land higher than those who never reached at all. Big dreams require big faith. Not faith that everything will be easy, but faith that you'll find a way through whatever comes. The person with this faith doesn't need guarantees. They trust their ability to adapt, learn, and grow toward their dreams. When you expect everything to work out, you stop making your dreams smaller, safer, more reasonable. You let them be as big as they want to be. You trust that if the dream came to you, the way to achieve it will come too. Fear asks, what if you fail? But courage asks, what if you succeed? The person acting like everything works out always chooses the second question. They'd rather reach for the stars and land on the moon than never leave the ground at all. Your dreams are not too big, your faith might be too small. Expand your expectation. Act like your biggest dreams are possible. Prepare like they're coming true. Move toward them like success is guaranteed, because when you truly believe, it often is. Think about what you dream about when no one is watching. What do you wish you could do or become? Now think about what you actually tell people you want. Are they the same? Probably not. You've probably made your dreams smaller to seem more realistic. But realistic is often just another word for limited. Who decides what's realistic anyway? People who've never done what you want to do? People who are afraid to dream big themselves. Don't let other people's limitations become yours. History is full of people who achieved impossible dreams. People said humans couldn't fly. They were wrong. People said certain diseases couldn't be cured. They were wrong. People said someone like you couldn't achieve what you dream. They're wrong too. The size of your dream matters. Small dreams create small energy. Big dreams create big energy. When you allow yourself to dream big, you tap into a deeper source of motivation. You're willing to work harder and longer for a dream that excites you. Big dreams also attract help. When people hear about a small, safe dream, they shrug. But when they hear about a big, exciting dream, they want to help. They want to be part of something meaningful. Your big dream inspires others. Of course, dreaming big feels scary. The bigger the dream, the bigger the potential disappointment. But here's what most people don't understand. Not trying hurts more than trying and failing. Living with what if is worse than knowing you gave it your all. Also, even if you don't achieve your exact dream, you'll achieve something great. If you aim for amazing and hit good, that's better than aiming for okay and hitting barely. You rise to the level of your dreams. Start giving yourself permission to dream bigger. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? What would you try if no one would judge you? What dream makes your heart beat faster just thinking about it? That's your real dream. Write it down. Don't make it smaller or more reasonable. Write the full, wild, exciting dream. Let yourself feel the excitement of it. This feeling is important. It's fuel for your journey. Now, start acting like that dream is possible. What would someone who's going to achieve that dream do today? Do that. How would they think? Think that way. How would they prepare? Prepare that way. Surround yourself with people who support big dreams. Avoid people who make you feel silly for dreaming. Find people who dream big too. Their courage will strengthen yours. Remember, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward despite fear. You can be scared and still dream big. You can doubt yourself and still try. Courage is not giving up on your dreams just because they seem impossible. Your dreams matter. They're in your heart for a reason. Honor them by dreaming as big as you want. Honor them by acting like they're possible. Honor them by trying, even if you're scared. Because a life lived reaching for dreams is a life well lived, regardless of the outcome. 11. Mastering the art of persistence. Those who act like everything works out have a secret weapon. They never give up. Not because they're stronger than others, but because they see temporary defeats differently. Where others see stop signs, they see detours. Where others see endings, they see pauses. Persistence isn't about working endlessly without rest. It's about maintaining faith when things get hard. The person who expects everything to work out doesn't quit at the first obstacle. They trust that if they keep moving forward, they'll find a way through. Think of water flowing toward the ocean. When it meets a rock, it doesn't stop. It goes around, over, or eventually through. It never questions whether it will reach its destination. It simply keeps flowing, trusting the path will appear. Every success story includes moments when giving up would have been easier. But those who succeeded didn't stop. They acted like success was inevitable, just delayed. They kept showing up, kept trying, kept believing, and eventually they broke through. When you feel like quitting, remember this. Success might be one day, one try, one step away. Act like the breakthrough is coming tomorrow. Because for those who persist with faith, it usually is. The universe rewards those who refuse to give up. Think about learning to do something difficult. At first, it seems impossible. You try and fail repeatedly. Most people quit here. They decide it's too hard or they're not good enough. But if you persist, something magical happens. One day, it clicks. What seemed impossible becomes possible. This happens because persistence creates learning. Each attempt teaches you something, even if it doesn't feel like it. Your brain and body are adjusting, improving, understanding. But this process takes time and repetition. Quit too soon, and you miss the breakthrough. The hardest part of persistence is the middle. The beginning is exciting. You're motivated and hopeful. The end is rewarding. You see results and feel proud. But the middle is where most people quit. Progress is slow. Results are hard to see. Doubt creeps in. This is exactly when you need to persist most. The middle is where the real growth happens. It's where character is built. It's where you prove to yourself that you can keep going even when it's hard. Winners and losers often go through the same struggles. The difference is that winners persist through the middle. They keep going when they don't feel like it. They work when they don't see results. They believe when others would doubt. Think of persistence like digging for water. You might dig and find nothing. It would be easy to quit. But if you keep digging, eventually you hit water. The person who quits never knows how close they were to success. Many people were just one step away from their breakthrough when they quit. One more attempt, one more day, one more try. But they stopped, and they'll never know how close they were. Don't be that person. Persistence also gets easier with practice. The first time you push through difficulty, it's very hard. The second time is slightly easier. By the 10th time, you've built mental strength. You know you can endure. This knowledge makes you unstoppable. When you want to quit, remind yourself why you started. Remember your dream. Remember what success would mean. Feel that desire again. Let it fuel one more day, one more try, one more step. Also remember that taking a break is different from quitting. If you're exhausted, rest. Taking care of yourself is wise. But resting with the intention to continue is different from giving up. Rest, recover, and then keep going. Surround yourself with stories of persistence. Read about people who overcame obstacles. Learn how many times they failed before succeeding. Let their examples inspire you. If they could persist, so can you. Break your goal into smaller pieces. Committing to persist forever feels overwhelming. But can you persist today? Can you try one more time? Focus on the next small step, not the entire journey. Persistence is built one day at a time. Finally, trust the process. Even when you can't see progress, it's happening. Growth often happens beneath the surface before you see results. Trees grow strong roots underground before they grow tall above ground. Your persistence is building roots. Everything works out for those who refuse to give up. Not because they're lucky or special, but because persistence eventually breaks through every obstacle. Time and effort wear down every barrier. Keep going. Your breakthrough is coming. 12. Building momentum through small wins. Success isn't usually a giant leap. It's a series of small steps. Those who act like everything works out understand the power of momentum. They celebrate small victories, knowing each one brings them closer to their big goals. Every small win is proof that things can work out. Finished a difficult task? That's evidence of your capability. Overcame a fear? That's proof of your courage. These small wins stack up, building unstoppable momentum toward bigger achievements. When you expect everything to work out, you notice wins others overlook. The helpful stranger, the perfect timing, the unexpected opportunity. You collect these victories like treasures, using them as fuel for bigger challenges ahead. Momentum is like a ball rolling downhill. It starts small, but as it rolls, it grows larger and moves faster. Your small wins work the same way. Each success makes the next one easier. Each victory builds confidence for bigger battles. Start today. Set a small goal and achieve it. Then set another. Act like each small win is leading to something bigger, because it is. Soon, you'll have built so much momentum that success becomes not just possible, but inevitable. Most people ignore small wins. They're waiting for the big achievement before they celebrate. But this is backwards. Celebrating small wins creates the energy and confidence you need for big wins. Each small celebration adds fuel to your momentum. Think of momentum like pushing a heavy cart. At first, it takes huge effort to get it moving. Every push barely moves it. But once it starts rolling, it gets easier. Soon, you're just guiding it, not pushing hard. Small wins get your cart moving. Small wins also prove to you that progress is possible. When you're stuck, it's easy to feel like nothing works. But when you create a small win, you prove that you can make things happen. This proof is powerful. It rebuilds your faith in yourself. Start your day by creating a small win. Make your bed, drink water, exercise for 5 minutes. These tiny victories set a positive tone. Your brain registers success. This makes you more likely to create more success throughout the day. Break big goals into small steps. Instead of get in shape, try exercise for 10 minutes. Instead of make new friends, try say hello to one new person. Small, specific goals are achievable. Achieving them builds momentum. Track your small wins. Write them down. At the end of each day, list 3 things you did well or 3 good things that happened. This practice trains your brain to notice wins. The more you notice them, the more you'll have. Celebrate your small wins appropriately. You don't need a party for every tiny success, but acknowledge it. Feel good about it. Tell yourself, I did that. I'm making progress. This acknowledgement matters. Small wins also help you during difficult times. When things aren't going well overall, focus on small wins. Can you have a good morning even if the rest of the day is uncertain? Can you do one thing well even if other things are struggling? These small wins keep you going. Momentum works because success breeds success. When you succeed at something small, you feel capable. That feeling makes you try something else. When that works too, your confidence grows. Before long, you're tackling bigger challenges with ease. Don't wait for perfect conditions to start building momentum. Start now with whatever small win you can create. Clean one corner of your room. Study for 15 minutes. Be kind to one person. Just start moving. Momentum will build from there. Also, protect your momentum. When you've got it going, keep it going. Don't take long breaks or let negative people slow you down. Momentum is precious. Once you have it, guard it and use it to achieve bigger things. Remember, every big achievement is just a collection of small wins. No one jumps to the top. They climb one step at a time. Focus on your next step. Create that small win, then create another. Before you know it, you'll have climbed higher than you imagined possible. 13. Transforming problems into opportunities. The person who acts like everything works out has mastered a powerful shift. They see problems as opportunities in disguise. While others complain about obstacles, they ask, "How can I use this?" This simple change in perspective changes everything. Every problem contains the seed of an equal or greater opportunity. Lost something? Perfect time to find something better. Plan failed? Valuable lesson for the next attempt. It's all about how you choose to see it. When you expect everything to work out, you become skilled at finding hidden benefits. That delay that frustrated you, it saved you from something worse. That rejection that hurt, it redirected you toward something better. Everything serves you when you have the right perspective. Think of problems as puzzles, not punishments. Puzzles are meant to be solved. They make you think, grow, become smarter. The person who embraces problems as opportunities becomes unstoppable because nothing can truly defeat them. Everything just makes them stronger. Next time you face a problem, pause before reacting. Ask yourself, how is this helping me? Look for the opportunity hiding within the challenge. Act like this problem appeared to serve you, because when you have the right mindset, it always does. Consider how problems force growth. If everything was always easy, you'd never develop new skills. Problems push you to learn, adapt, and improve. They reveal strengths you didn't know you had. They teach lessons you couldn't learn any other way. Think about a time when a problem led to something good. Maybe you got lost and discovered a beautiful place. Maybe a plan fell through and you ended up having more fun than you would have. Maybe something broke and fixing it taught you a valuable skill. These weren't accidents. Problems often redirect us toward better paths. But you have to look for the opportunity. If you only focus on the frustration, you'll miss the gift. Some of the best inventions came from problems. Someone faced a difficulty and invented a solution. Some of the best friendships formed when people helped each other through problems. Some of the greatest personal growth came from overcoming challenges. When you see problems as opportunities, you approach them with curiosity instead of dread. Instead of thinking, "Why is this happening to me?" you think, "What can I learn from this?" This shift changes your entire experience. Problems also reveal what needs to change. Maybe a problem in a friendship shows you need better communication. Maybe a problem at school shows you need to study differently. Maybe a problem with time shows you need better planning. The problem is showing you where to grow. Think of problems like warning lights in a vehicle. They're not there to annoy you. They're giving you information. They're showing you what needs attention. When you pay attention to the message, you can fix things before they get worse. Also, problems build resilience. Each problem you solve makes you more confident in your ability to handle future problems. Over time, things that would have overwhelmed you become manageable. You've trained yourself through each challenge. When a problem appears, don't panic. Take a breath. Trust that there's a solution or a lesson. Start looking for it. Ask yourself, what is this problem trying to teach me? How could this problem actually help me? What opportunity might be hidden here? Sometimes the opportunity is obvious. Sometimes you have to look harder. And sometimes you only see it later, looking back. That's okay. Trust that it's there, even if you can't see it yet. Train yourself to expect opportunities within problems. This expectation actually helps you find them. Your brain will start looking for solutions and benefits instead of just focusing on the difficulty. What you look for, you find. The most successful people aren't those who had no problems. They're the ones who got really good at transforming problems into opportunities. They develop this as a skill through practice. You can develop it too. Start today. When something goes wrong, pause. Take 3 deep breaths. Then ask, where's the opportunity here? Look for it. Find it. Use it. Transform your problems into stepping stones toward your goals. 14. Living in the present while trusting the future. Most people live trapped between regret about the past and worry about the future. But those who act like everything works out have found freedom. They live fully in the present while trusting completely in the future. They know that this moment is all they truly have. When you trust that everything works out, you stop wasting energy on worry. You stop imagining disasters that will never happen. You stop missing today because you're afraid of tomorrow. You become present, powerful, and peaceful. The present moment is where all your power lives. You can't change yesterday. You can't control tomorrow. But you can choose your thoughts, actions, and expectations right now. And those choices create your future. Living in the present doesn't mean ignoring the future. It means trusting it while focusing on now. Plant seeds today, trusting they'll grow. Take action today, trusting it will pay off. Be kind today, trusting it will return to you. Present action with future faith is unstoppable. Release the need to control every detail of your future. Trust that if you do your best today, tomorrow will take care of itself. Act like the future is your friend, not your enemy, because for those who expect everything to work out, it always is. Think about worry. When you worry about the future, what are you actually doing? You're living in an imaginary future that doesn't exist yet. Meanwhile, you're missing the real present that does exist. Worry steals today to fear tomorrow. Most things people worry about never happen. Studies show that the vast majority of our worries don't come true. We waste so much energy fearing things that never occur. That energy could be used to create good things in the present. Being present means paying attention to now. When you eat, taste your food. When you talk to someone, really listen. When you walk, notice your surroundings. When you work, focus on the task. This is living. Present living also means accepting where you are right now. You might not be where you want to be yet. That's okay. You're exactly where you need to be for this moment. Accept it. Work from here. Trust that you're on your way. This doesn't mean you don't have goals or plans. It means you don't let those plans steal your present peace. You work toward your future, but you enjoy your present. You're moving forward, but you're not rushing through life. Trusting the future means believing that things will work out even if you don't know exactly how. It means having faith that your efforts will matter, that good things are coming, that you're being guided toward your purpose. This trust brings incredible peace. When you trust the future, you don't need to control everything. You can be flexible. You can accept detours. You can handle surprises. You know that everything is working together for your good. Practice being present by focusing on your breathing. Several times a day, stop and take 3 slow, deep breaths. Notice how your body feels. This simple practice brings you back to now. The more you do it, the more present you become. Also, practice gratitude for the present. Instead of always thinking about what you want in the future, appreciate what you have now. This doesn't mean you don't want more. It means you're grateful for the journey, not just focused on the destination. When you catch yourself worrying about the future, gently bring yourself back to now. Ask yourself, am I okay right now, in this moment? Usually, the answer is yes. The present moment is usually fine. It's our thoughts about the future that cause stress. Trust that you're exactly where you need to be. Trust that everything is unfolding as it should. Trust that your future is bright. Then bring your attention back to now and make the most of this moment. Living present with future trust is a balance. You plan, prepare, and work toward goals, but you don't lose today to worry about tomorrow. You act today with faith in tomorrow. This is the secret to both peace and progress. 15. Becoming the person who everything works out for. The ultimate secret isn't just acting like everything works out. It's becoming the person who everything works out for. This isn't about luck or circumstances. It's about developing qualities that attract success, like a magnet attracts metal. The person everything works out for takes responsibility for their life. They don't blame others or circumstances. They ask, how can I make this work? They know that power comes from ownership, not from being a victim. This person also gives more than they take. They help others succeed. They share knowledge freely. They celebrate others' wins. The universe has a way of rewarding those who contribute more than they consume. What you give out comes back multiplied. They maintain gratitude regardless of circumstances. They find something to appreciate in every situation. This gratitude isn't foolish. It's strategic. It keeps their energy high, their mind clear, and their heart open to opportunities. Finally, they trust the process. They know that life has seasons. Sometimes you plant, sometimes you water, sometimes you harvest. They don't rush or force. They flow with life's rhythm, trusting that everything happens at the perfect time. Become this person. Take responsibility. Give generously. Practice gratitude. Trust the process. Act like you're someone everything works out for. Because when you become that person, you'll find that everything actually does work out. Not by accident, but by design. Your design. Taking responsibility means owning your life completely. When something goes wrong, instead of blaming, ask what you can do differently. This isn't about being hard on yourself. It's about recognizing your power to change things. People who blame others give away their power. If everything is someone else's fault, then you can't fix it. But when you take responsibility, you reclaim your power. You can always do something, change something, try something new. Giving generously doesn't mean giving until you have nothing. It means looking for ways to help others. Share what you know. Offer encouragement. Help when you can. Be kind. These actions create positive energy that comes back to you. Think of giving like planting seeds. You plant generosity, kindness, and help. Later, you harvest the same. The more you give, the more you receive. Not always from the same people, but life finds a way to return your generosity. Gratitude is perhaps the most powerful quality to develop. When you're grateful, you can't be miserable. When you appreciate what you have, you feel wealthy. When you notice the good, more good appears. Gratitude literally transforms your experience of life. Start a gratitude practice. Each night before sleep, think of 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. Maybe you're grateful for a good meal, a kind word, or a moment of peace. This simple practice changes how you see your life. Trusting the process means understanding that life has timing. Sometimes things don't work out when you want them to. That's okay. Trust that timing is working in your favor. What's meant for you won't miss you. What misses you wasn't meant for you. When you trust the process, you don't force or rush. You do your part, then trust life to do its part. You work hard but remain patient. You take action but accept timing. This balance creates peace and effectiveness. The person who everything works out for also stays positive. Not in a fake way, but in a genuine belief that life is good and getting better. They see setbacks as temporary. They expect solutions to appear. They believe in themselves and their future. This person also takes care of themselves. They rest when tired. They eat well. They move their body. They protect their peace. They know that to show up powerfully in life, they must take care of themselves first. Finally, this person lives with integrity. They do what they say. They treat people well. They're honest. They keep their word. This integrity creates trust, and trust creates opportunities. People want to help those they trust. You can become this person starting right now. Take responsibility for one thing today. Give to someone in some way. Find 3 things to be grateful for. Trust that your journey is unfolding perfectly. Take care of yourself. Act with integrity. Do these things consistently, and you'll transform. You won't be acting like someone everything works out for anymore. You'll be that person. And when you become that person, life responds accordingly. Everything really does work out because you've become someone who makes things work out. This is the secret. It's not magic. It's not luck. It's a way of being. It's a choice you make every day. Choose to be the person who everything works out for. Choose it today. Choose it tomorrow. Choose it until it's no longer a choice, but simply who you are.